And a good evening to you, those watching Atlanta News First Plus this Saturday evening, 8 p.m. start time. And we're talking about the first alert forecast this evening. We do have some subtle changes on the way in the forecast. Again, want to thank you for tuning in and for watching. If at any time you have any weather questions, comments, concerns, all you have to do is reach out to me on YouTube. Atlanta News First is the account to like and to follow, and the account that we are currently streaming on. So again, if you do have any weather questions, comments, concerns about the forecast, or maybe you just need some simple clarification on what is expected tomorrow, and we are expecting some changes. YouTube is the place to be. Obviously, we're streaming on many platforms right now: Roku, Amazon Fire. We're streaming in the Atlanta News First app, First Alert Weather app, and at atlantanewsfirst.com. So again, thank you for tuning in and for watching. Going to kind of slowly start with the forecast here, allow some more folks to join in on the conversation, join the live stream before getting into the details tomorrow. Let's about tomorrow, I should say. Let's go and take a live look outside. This is up in Sandy Springs, looking southward. That is, it looks like all one big skyline, but actually 2 to 3. That is the Buckhead skyline in the foreground. This is looking south from Sandy Springs, Georgia 400 and I-285. That's Midtown, the Pencil Building there in the distance. We had some high clouds today, kind of a mix of sun and clouds, and now we are back to a mostly sunny sky. Even a little bit hazy out there this evening, not too much of a surprise considering how warm it was today. We have high pressure in control. That sinking air kind of traps some of the particulates basically at the surface. So not a surprise that it's just a little bit hazy out there this evening, though I do think that the haze will stick around even into tomorrow unless you are lucky enough to get impacted by one of these showers, one of these, hit or miss downpours moving on through North Georgia. Let's go ahead and bring you the forecast, starting with what's going on outside right now. We took a live look now for a check as to what is happening temperature-wise. And it was warm today. We were in the mid to upper 80s across North Georgia and metro Atlanta. And I think that the warm weather continues overall this evening. But keep in mind that it is going to still be more comfortable than it was earlier this afternoon. We reached upper 80s. Temperatures now back into the lower 80s in Atlanta. Look at our mountain communities. LJ, Helen, very nice, 74 degrees in LJ, Helen, 76, Gainesville up on Lake Lanier, 82. I was watching the Lake Lanier Skycam just a few moments ago. There were so many people. Literally, the marinas were packed, and rightfully so, right? It's a gorgeous summer Saturday. Technically, though, summer beginning in about 2 weeks-ish. But meteorological summer kicking off June 1st, the time of year that meteorologists kind of look to different summer-like weather patterns to kind of key in that forecast. And we're talking with folks on YouTube. Got one comment coming in. Good evening to you. Thanks for tuning in and for watching. So outside right now, temperature is already a handful of degrees cooler than we were earlier. Hour by hour forecast, we will continue to cool on through the evening. In fact, a look at tonight, temperature at 9 p.m., 81. So we're right on track here with the first alert forecast. 75 at midnight, 70 at 3 a.m., 69 at 6 a.m., and your low temperature tonight for the city of Atlanta will be 69. You get outside of the perimeter, maybe some mid-60s, but we were in the lower 60s, believe it or not, in many areas, even inside the perimeter, inside I-285 this morning. So it was relatively cool, given the time of year, but we're going to see a jump up in our temperature as we get into tomorrow morning. Still a comfortable start, but not as pleasant as it was this morning. And I think just a touch more humid. Again, overall forecast tonight, few clouds, comfortable at night, but maybe not quite as cool, not quite as comfortable as it was last night into this morning. Expanding outside of metro Atlanta, though, again, there will be some cooler spots there. Look at LJ at 64, Canton at 64, Carrollton at 64, 67, Eatonton, upper 60s in Thomaston. So, it's not a morning in the 70s. That's when it's very mild and very muggy. But it is a morning with temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. And this morning, somewhere even in the 50s. So a little jump up in our temperature. You may feel it. You may notice it out the door tomorrow morning. Overall, a nice forecast. Grabbing coffee on a Sunday morning with friends, family, loved ones. Maybe a coffee date tomorrow morning. It's going to be nice. Mild start. However, there is one exception to an otherwise perfect, I think, Sunday morning forecast there across North Georgia, in particular north of the city of Atlanta, and that's the opportunity for some showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. Again, cooling off this evening, but the highlight tomorrow, after we get past this comfortable evening, dry overnight period, is the fact that it's going to get hot. Yes, we knew that. But we're also going to increase your chance of showers and thunderstorms Sunday. Scattered thunderstorms back in the forecast, and we're going to spend a few moments here on Atlanta News First Plus to walk you hour by hour. Also give you the opportunity to give me a holler if you do have any weather questions, comments, concerns. If you're watching on Roku, Amazon Fire, the Atlanta News First app, First Alert Weather app, one of those platforms where, you can get the forecast, but you can't ask questions back. All you have to do is pull up your device, your streaming device. If you're watching maybe Roku on TV, smartphone is a good option. Just open up that YouTube tab, go to Atlanta News First on YouTube, and we will be here to answer. I will be here to answer your weather questions, comments, concerns. And we will also, of course, leave this up on YouTube, this feed, once it's clipped, once we're done being live. And we can go back and look at the comments again and add any more context. And you can always check that forecast at AtlantaNewsFirst.com and in the First Alert Weather app. All right. With all of that said, hour-by-hour forecast. Notice how tomorrow morning the focus is in extreme northwest Georgia. We're talking Whitfield County, north of Calhoun, up in extreme northwest Georgia, maybe Chattooga County. Again, rolling it back here, this is just one run of one forecast model, but all of the data that we've been looking at the past couple of days has been really consistent with the idea that Sunday morning's greatest rain chance of rain, thunder, lightning, will be greatest well north of Atlanta. So it could be mostly sunny, partly cloudy, dry, warm in the city. But if you're up in, west of LJ, if you're in Chattooga County, if you're in extreme northwest Georgia, heading up to Chattanooga tomorrow morning, maybe for Sunday plans, you could drive into some showers and thunderstorms. Do think that this batch will weaken as it progresses deeper into our area. However, can't rule out brief heavy rain, thunder, lightning even in Cherokee County, even into Dawson County, Northern Hall County, including Lake Lanier area, up into Helen, White County, Lumpkin County, and the Dahlonega area up into Rabun County, Clayton. Of course, a lot of folks probably up in our Clayton area, Rabun County lakes this weekend. There is the opportunity for some morning, early afternoon showers and thunderstorms, likely, though, north of I-20, likely north of the city of Atlanta. Now, I'm going to bring you to 5 and 6 p.m. We're going to stop it at 5 p.m. Sunday. This model, along with others, have occasionally thrown around the idea that after that morning batch of showers and thunderstorms moves through, again, not raining everywhere, not impacting everyone, but after that morning batch moves through, there could be redevelopment of some scattered showers and thunderstorms as we get into Sunday afternoon. Exactly when and where, still a little bit TBD, but I would say if you have plans after 5 p.m. on Sunday, that rain chance will start to go back up. So a little plateau here up in the morning with the rain chance, drops in the afternoon, and then starts to increase once again as we get into the late afternoon, more so evening hours Sunday. And you can kind of see this 5, 6, 7 p.m. We do have some showers and thunderstorms redeveloping. This model keeps it north of the city of Atlanta, but at 8 p.m. Sunday, if you're trying to grill outdoors, spend time with friends, loved ones, family out in the backyard, just don't want you to completely write off that possibility of some showers and thunderstorms. It will be a potential tomorrow evening, but you get the idea. Not everyone is impacted. These storms moving relatively quickly, but a couple rounds of showers and thunderstorms during the daylight hours, and then I think the chance of rain and thunder may actually increase for the heart of the metro, the city, and especially for our south of I-20 communities, LaGrange, Meriwether County, over to Eatonton, maybe Lake St. Clair and Oconee, if that's where your weekend plans took you. Your rain chance will actually increase late Sunday night into Monday morning. Scattered to, this forecast model shows numerous, pretty widespread coverage of showers and thunderstorms Sunday night and Monday morning. Could be woken up by thunder. So changes Sunday, two things. We're talking about the storms, but also the fact that it will be hotter tomorrow. Look at that range in temperatures, though. With mountain communities impacted possibly by a couple rounds of showers and thunderstorms, it'll be a little bit cooler, especially north of Canton, especially north of Gainesville, Helen, Blue Ridge, LJ, Clayton, up to Clay County, North Carolina, Dawsonville area. Those communities, more cloud cover. Even if you don't see rain, you'll see more clouds in the sky, and those clouds will block out showers and thunderstorms. Sunlight, the showers and thunderstorms will, and that means it'll be a little bit cooler. Temperatures generally in the lower 80s up there. 92 for the city of Atlanta, your forecast high temperature. 94 in LaGrange, 93 Thomaston, 94 Eatonton, and it's a warm one. Humidity not bad, but it's a warm one. In fact, our middle Georgia communities, making on southward, I was looking at the forecast for Savannah, Valdosta, some of our South Georgia communities. Upper 90s the rule. And with it being so warm, with there being, passing little ripples in the atmosphere, what we call short waves, just little kind of micro, small weather disturbances moving through. And with temperatures being so hot, one or two storms could become strong to severe. There's just enough energy for that to occur. The ingredients are just there enough to make for that possibility. So if you're doing something outside tomorrow, especially that pickleball forecast, if you're taking the kiddos to the pool, if you're doing anything outside for an extended period of time, first of all, pay attention to the forecast, and it does look like in the morning, mainly rain north mountain communities. Most of the afternoon dry for many. And then late afternoon, evening, we're going to try to see some new showers and thunderstorms develop. And it's a good idea to go ahead and have your precipitation. We just mean rain, snow, sleet, stuff like that tomorrow. No wintry weather, but your precipitation alerts turned on in the first alert weather app. Also, your lightning alerts turned on in the first alert weather app. These showers and storms probably will be producing quite a bit of lightning. We're talking frequent lightning and thunder, and you can do that in the first alert weather app. Again, close enough to where your streaming screen, you can probably see what you're looking at. That's the first alert weather app right there. That's the home screen. Upper right-hand corner. Looks like 3 sheets of paper. That's to click on to get to a larger menu. And then once you pull up the main menu, again, there it is right there. You have a few options. Second down after location, you'll have settings. And all you have to do is make sure that you have your weather notification types turned on. So in this case, it's going to be, again, your precipitation and your lightning. Probably can't read the words, but you can see I have severe highlighted. The green highlights mean they're on. Precipitation and my lightning alerts are turned on in the first alert weather app. And a good idea for you to have those turned on tomorrow. We're not expecting widespread severe weather tomorrow. Certainly not everyone sees Storm Sunday, but it's going to be hot. Humidity actually won't be all that bad, but it'll be hot. Today was warm, I would say. Tomorrow's going to be hot, warmer than 90. And a few of these storms could pack a punch. In fact, the Storm Prediction Center did issue an update today, raising that risk of severe weather tomorrow really strong to kind of borderline severe thunderstorms to a level 1 out of 5. So marginal. Meaning that only 1 or 2 storms or so will have that potential to become strong to severe. Not everyone's going to see severe weather. Severe weather will by no means be widespread. Tomorrow is not a first alert weather day, but a level 1 out of 5 risk of storm. Certainly a day, as is typically the case this time of year, to keep an eye on the radar, ear open. If you hear thunder, please do move indoors. And then just put a pause on the plans, and then storms moving fairly quickly. You should be able to get outside, back to your plans fairly quickly. And the risk tomorrow, it's really because of the possibility of a couple of these storms producing hail up to about the size of quarters, and maybe some 55 to 65 mile per hour wind gusts. So a hail risk and a wind risk with a couple storms tomorrow. Even though the entire area is in the outlook, even if you're watching from Thomaston, even if you're watching from up in Clayton, Rabun County, even if you're watching from Gwinnett County on over to Cleburne and Randolph counties in Alabama, everyone has that same risk, but not everyone will see storms tomorrow. They are going to be a little bit hit or miss. Majority of the day, City of Atlanta points southward will be dry. I would say in the morning time, that's your greatest risk up in the mountains, maybe North Metro into the afternoon and evening, and then evening overnight, especially Metro I-20 and south is when it will be radar. Storm potential will be highest, rain and thunder will be most active, most noticeable for our southern communities as we get into Sunday night and Monday morning. But even then, it's not going to be particularly widespread. Not everyone will see or be impacted by showers and thunderstorms. The reason for the showers and storms, kind of bearing the lead here just a little bit, cold front. Technical definition, not reality, right? It's not going to get much cooler behind it. But a cold front moving through, that's kind of the trigger, the mechanism that get those clouds growing tall enough to then tap into the ingredients, like the heat that we have and some of the moisture, even though it's not that great, some of the moisture that we have to produce those showers and thunderstorms. So we're going to have the same setup around Monday. I think mainly south of Metro Atlanta Monday, again beginning north, then central, then south during that Sunday-Monday period. Tuesday we're dry. It does cool off a little bit as we get into the middle of the week. In fact, take a look at our low temperatures as we get into our Monday night into Tuesday morning. Temperatures a little bit more tolerable, back in the mid to upper 60s, kind of like what we have had for the past couple of mornings, including this morning. Mid upper 60s Tuesday morning, that's inside the perimeter, cooler, further outlying. But because the air is dry and we'll have sunshine, notice how big the difference is between that morning temperature 65 and the afternoon temperature 89. Typically in this part of the country, in the city of Atlanta, the difference between morning low, afternoon or so high tends to be, about 20 degrees, but we're looking at about a 24-degree difference tomorrow. So it will be a pretty substantial rise, and that's because of the dry air. Dry air cools quickly, it also heats quickly, so big differences in temperature, and then the humidity comes back. Morning's back in the 70s. I think it's going to be muggy as we get into Wednesday afternoon, evening, night, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Next chance of showers and thunderstorms arrives, kind of increases as we get into late week and weekend. We are watching the tropics. The National Hurricane Center has not outlooked officially any area of interest with their second to most recent update. Going to go ahead and just look again, make sure they haven't snuck anything in this evening. But again, not anticipating any issues, and the forecast for the Atlantic Basin remains quiet through the next 7 days. But just beyond that 7-day period, or as we get up to that 7-day period, more so Saturday, Sunday is kind of day 8 there. There is the potential for moisture. We know there's going to be moisture, kind of a very disorganized area of shower and thunderstorm activity. General storminess extending out of Central America into the Western Caribbean and the Gulf of Mexico. And some of that tropical moisture, that Caribbean moisture, will work its way into Florida, possibly the southeast, but big question marks as to our rain chances right now isolated to scattered. So we go from dry to scattered storms as we get into next weekend, but alterations to that forecast, either drier or wetter, certainly a possibility depending on how this system or lack of a system shapes up, and we'll be watching that through the week, keeping you updated right here on Atlanta News First Plus, of course on WANF and in the First Alert Weather app. Tanya Belcher asking, when is the last time we did not hit the 90s? We have already hit the 90s. We hit the 90s officially 90 degrees last week, but we are forecasting it to hit the lower 90s tomorrow, 92. That would be the hottest temperature so far this season, so far this year. But Tanya, we actually have already hit 90 degrees at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. That's the official climate site for the city of Atlanta. So all of the highs and lows, the rainfall amounts there, that's the official book for the city of Atlanta. Want to go ahead and thank you for watching. Time now is 8:18. Reminder, we're going to be back on this evening. Carly Barnett and I, she'll have the latest news headlines. I'm going to have an update on your forecast on Atlanta News First at 10 p.m. on Peachtree TV, Atlanta's CW affiliate. And then back for the late news tonight on Atlanta News First at 11 p.m. Reminder, if you can't stay up late with us, AtlantaNewsFirst.com is your friend. So is the First Alert Weather app. So have a wonderful evening. Get outside. Enjoy the relatively cooler weather that's now beginning to filter in as the sun begins to set. Enjoy this evening. Scattered showers and storms back in the forecast tomorrow.